So Boston is really different from Utah. There were a lot of things that were really, I'd never lived in a city. I mean, well, anyway, so there were a lot of things that were just weird for me. So like, for example, in the city of Boston, it's so diverse. My last area was Cambridge, Massachusetts. And so we were on the T all the time and like in the city and Harvard Square. And it's just crazy. Like you can hear 10 different languages like all the time around you. And there are like probably 1 million Irish people just in the city. It's ridiculous. And then there are tons of Brazilians. And the mission has a Portuguese program and a Spanish program and a Haitian Creole program and an English program. So there's like a lot of subsets of different people, and just like so much diversity. One of my favorite things about Boston is how green it is. It's just beautiful. Like it's gorgeous, and all different seasons. I mean, a lot of people whine about like Massachusetts winters, and they're really nasty. And there were times that I thought I was going to die because I was so cold, or we got snowed in and we couldn't leave the house, and we're going stir crazy. But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Everything about it. I love the 4 seasons, and I got to serve in all. So our mission, the MBM covers all of Rhode Island, all of Massachusetts, all of Connecticut, and like parts of New Hampshire, and a little bit of New York and Vermont. So I got to serve in all of those places, and they're all really different. So I got to, be on the beaches of Rhode Island, and they're gorgeous, and be in Concord, like famous parts of New England, and New England has so much history. It's just rich. Like I felt this so many times that I'm walking on sacred ground. Like the people that have been in New England have shaped our country, and have impacted like the way that we think about things. I mean, amazing philosophers and thinkers, and just so many people who have impacted our world, who are on like the sacred ground of America. And we know, even the Book of Mormon talks about how sacred America is. And I just felt that like just surging through the earth so many times in just New England is a sacred place, a beautiful place. So we were always in nice apartments. Our mission was really good about, especially the sisters. We always had nice apartments. Anyway, that was nice. And I was in a car all of my areas except for my last area, so I gained like a freakish amount of weight. But the transportation was really fun and exciting, and driving in New England is legendary. You'll hear lots of people talk about crazy Massachusetts drivers. There are some really inappropriate names that people call them, and it's all true times 10. It's crazy. And I drove so much. I mean, there would be times, because I would drive like to mission things, like leadership meetings, and all different things around the mission, like to go on exchanges with people, and like on like random crazy rescue missions sometimes. And so it wasn't uncommon to drive like 100 miles a day. It was crazy. So I just kind of had to learn how to be a defensive driver, which before I was just like really timid and just kind of whatever. And now I feel like I'm like crazy nutso capuzzo, because New England, like if you're not defensive, like you die. You just have to learn how to, otherwise no one, like they're just not nice to you. There's like a weird kind of respect among like the elite drivers in New England. But there were definitely times I was just so angry. I would just be so frustrated and so stressed. I just like honestly felt like I should take my name tag off, because I was just like, there was anger running through my blood. It gets really crazy. And then when I served in Boston, we would take the T everywhere, and like the bus and stuff. And that's really fun because you can street contact like crazy. And then you run into all kinds of just like nutso people that are just like totally insane. But it's really fun. One of the things that I love the most about personal contacting is how immediately you can love someone, and just like you make this connection, you testify of Jesus Christ, like you introduce yourself as a disciple of Jesus Christ, and you love them. Like it's just so cool. There's like this immediate connection and immediate, you care about them in an amazing way, and you can invite them to do something to change. And I loved, even though sometimes the transportation was really stressful and I thought I was going to die, and I almost did die a few times, but I loved the people. I loved the people that I got to meet and got into all kinds of crazy situations. Sometimes my companions hated me because we'd be like going to something and I'm like, no, I'm having a conversation. This is really important. And then it was just fun. Like those are some of my favorite memories of just talking to like totally crazy people and driving around in Boston.